hard to not look in the mirror.
I don't like it.
But I like to be able to know what's there.
You know you're there though.
Do you though?
For some cats.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
He said I can go to PetSmart. Have I told you lately that
That time you go to PetSmart and there's no animals.
No, here they are.
So, Kayla, question number 1 of the Q&A vlog.
Yeah,
Are you a cat or a dog person?
cat person.
Obviously.
Hey,
Is
It's
he
nap
dead?
time. No, he's napping. His little whiskers are twitching.
What's its name?
Drawber.
That's a funny name.
Drawber came in with Drabbeat.
Drawber and Drabby? Is this real life?
Drabbeat. Hi, honey.
So Kayla is definitely a cat person. If I had to pick, I'm kind of impartial. I don't have anything against dogs. I'd probably pick a cat just because they're easier.
I love dogs, but I would rather have a cat.
But I'm definitely okay not having animals in my life right now.
Bummer.
And just kind of playing with other people's. It's just easier that way, you know?
All right, next question. What is one thing you never leave home without?
My face. Let me think. I can't say never because I'm very forgetful when it comes to this one item. But the one thing I always try to take with me is these right here. I have prescriptions in them, so when I don't have them with me, I can't wear just non-regular sunglasses. And I hate squinting. It drives me crazy, especially when I'm driving. So I always make sure that these with me. These are 7 years old, 8 years old, and they're really beaten up and scratched up and worn out, probably pretty sad, but they're great quality glasses. Nice and good glasses that are really sharp. And probably got a lot of stuff. Like this pretty deep detail on my glasses. But always try to make sure I got my sunglasses before I leave the house. What about you? But what's the one thing? If you just were more concerned about one thing, what would the one thing be?
My cell phone. That's boring.
It is boring.
Anything except your cell phone?
Yeah.
Probably Advil.
Advil.
Yeah.
Wise.
Huh? I got a venti salted caramel mocha. Can I have still one of the flat ones that make all the obnoxious like straw sounds? No problem. You should try this.
In 400 meters, turn right to stay on Sulphur Springs Road.
So I guess we weren't really paying attention. We are here at the starting point of the trail down to Webster Falls. We didn't read this sign because it looked like graffiti, but we should have because it's blocked off. It's private property, apparently.
Is what it is.
I'm getting...
Eaten by mosquitoes?
No, I'm not getting eaten by mosquitoes. I put on peppermint essential oil and it's doing a good job so far, keeping the mosquitoes off. Another thing I don't leave my house without. At least one essential oil in my bag. They're good for so many things.
All right, so Kayla, we had a question come in from one of our subscribers that was, what is your favorite donut and where do you find it? so you're up. I can't eat gluten, so I haven't had good donuts in a while. Not sure, there are some gluten-free good donuts, but you're the expert. So what's your favorite donut? Where to find it?
One of my favorite donuts that I've ever had has to be I believe it's sarsaparilla. I don't know, I think that's how you pronounce it, but it was a root beer infused vanilla bean donut from Donut Monster. But like I said, it was seasonal, so I was able to get it, I think, 2 times. And they haven't had it again since then, as far as I know. Another really great one in Ottawa was a raspberry lemonade donut from Susie Q. It was wonderful. But yeah, definitely the sarsaparilla donut from Donut Monster changed my life.
So those of you who don't know Donut Monster is a donut maker in Hamilton that doesn't yet have their own storefront, but they deliver to local cafes and businesses in Hamilton. And on Thursdays you can go and they have donuts at all sorts of different shops. So they do have a store opening, but it's not open yet, so that's where you can find them.
Peppermint trick is actually working, believe it or not. I am not getting bit as of yet by mosquitoes. He is though.
Okay, so we just checked out Webster Falls. It was all right. Nothing spectacular. We're gonna go look and find Webster Falls and see what they're like. See you there.
All right, we are at Webster Falls. There's my husband. Hello, husband, in the waterfalls in that area somewhere. It's pretty cute. I mean, not a lot of access to it. Understandably, it's a waterfall and those are dangerous. I get it. But they've closed off the gorge access. We should have explored sooner, but you know, it is what it is. So, Jonathan, next question.
What's up?
Do you take the toiletries from hotel bathrooms?
Absolutely. I paid for that room. I paid for those toiletries.
We are using mouthwash from the last hotel he stayed at, so it comes in handy. So how do you feel about pineapple on your pizza?
I love pineapple on my pizza.
Me too.
It should always be there.
Should always be there. Pineapple and bacon together.
Match made in heaven.
What's your favorite kind of pizza?
Hawaiian.
Obviously. Someone sent in the question, what is our favorite thing to do together?
Right. What is it?
I think for me, anything like this, anything kind of creative where we can collaborate, whether that be video, like usually traveling or food or something is associated with it. Actually, probably just eating is one of our favorite things to do. Do you think?
It's up there, definitely.
Shots Chantal wants to know when we're having babies.
In about 9 months. Just kidding.
Shoelaces or Velcro?
Velcro every time.
What's your favorite superhero?
I don't have one.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
We didn't write that. What is the profession that you wanted to have as a child?
I want it to be, and still may become reality, a professional fisherman. Either have my own television show or fish tournaments for a living.
Nice.
What about you? Same question.
I wanted to be a lot of things. I wanted to be a veterinarian, and then I wanted to be a marine biologist. I wanted to be a PSI. Is that what it's?
CSI?
See, that's why, yeah, science. I was going to be a dental technician before I went to art school. Bug. I went through a lot of potential professions before I settled on what I should have just settled on from the beginning.
And what is that?
I'm an artist.
Amazing.
Such a nerd.
What are 3 items or people you would take with you on a deserted island?
I would definitely take you because you know how to do lots of things.
Okay.
I would probably take some sort of knife, like a Swiss Army knife, or what do you call them, utility knives? You and a knife.
Well, if you're taking me with you, I think we will take some coffee. Between you and me, who's more likely to be late?
Me, 100%.
Who's more likely to forget something on the way to the door?
You.
It's true.
Mermaid. These are really good. So how good was that?
So good. That was our first time at the Barrett. Let me tell you, the Bangkok Fries are madness. If you are ever at the Barrett, you gotta get some Bangkok Fries. They are great. Plus we had pozole, and we've got takeaway.
One of the questions that came in was, what is the key or a key for a successful relationship? It's probably going to take the longest to answer, so we saved it for last. There are a lot of things, obviously, that come into play when you're talking about success in relationship. When you're talking about success in relationships, this question came directed at us as a couple, but it doesn't necessarily need to be answered and only applied in that context. You know, my relationships go beyond just this. You know, this might be the one that's at the forefront of my life, but there's relationships with my coworkers, relationships with my friends and my parents, and so on and so forth. Healthy, successful relationships, we come at it from our Christian perspective that before relationships on this plane can be successful and healthy and great and awesome, this relationship right here is really what counts and what matters. If my relationship with God is kind of on the rocks, not doing great, you can definitely see this right here. You can definitely see it in the way that I interact with people in general. If this is not great, then this is not great. So that's something that's really important that I always take into consideration. That's a strong conviction in my life. You know, how's this doing? How's my relationship with God? Whenever this feels crazy, and believe me, it does, it's because of this relationship, there's something lacking there. That's something that can be and needs to be kind of checked every single day, I think. So, do you have anything to add to that?
If I can, I'll add in, like, I can go back and definitely see times in the past where I've been out of balance with my personal relationship with God, and for whatever reason, He's not a priority, or, you know, I just don't feel fulfilled in that relationship. And I can directly look at how it affected this relationship. And Kayla not fulfilling me as my spouse. And if you look back to, you know, when God created us, the very first relationship that man had was with God, Adam and God.
Yeah.
And when Eve was created, or woman was created, it wasn't to replace the relationship that Adam had with God, but it was to go in conjunction with that relationship.
Yeah.
And so I think that the very first relationship that I need to have figured out, you need to have figured out, you need to have figured out, is this way between me and God. There's certain relational things that I need to have fulfilled that Kayla can't fulfill for me. There's certain things in my soul that she can't necessarily fulfill for me. And so if this isn't right and those things are lacking and I feel inadequate in this relationship, I look to her to fill those things, and she can't. And so then I say, well, you're inadequate for me. You're not fulfilling me in the way that you need to. And then I get upset with her, and then there's tension in our relationship. And so I can go back and mark the times in my past where this wasn't right, and it's just putting tension in our relationship. It's putting frustration in our relationship. And so definitely I really think that needs to be the first and foremost thing. I mean, if I could go back and tell myself that as well at a younger age, I would have pursued that before I ever pursued a relationship. Or if you're in a relationship, you need to have some real talk and say, listen, we're frustrated right now, but let's figure out this part of our relationship. Let's make that number one, and then we're going to worry about this right here. And I'll just end with this. Is in Ephesians, Paul's writing a letter to the church and just giving them good advice on Christian living. And he says in Ephesians, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. And so our very relationship with one another in our marriage, in our relationships, is based on the love Christ had for the church. That means that our love for one another has to look like that. You know, Christ's love is selfless. He put others before himself. So that needs to translate into our marriage. The love of Christ looks past some of our faults, right? So I don't pick at your faults and look down on you because of them, but I look at what value you truly have for me and what you can give me. So I think that understanding what Christ did for us in our relationship with him is key to understanding how we are to treat one another in our relationships as well. So thank you so much, guys, for sending in your questions for this video. Those of you who did, we appreciate it. We may do videos like this again in the future, Q&A style, but we have plenty more vlog style videos coming, short films that we've done in the past, 2-minute truths coming your way. So if you like this video, do us a favor.
Like, comment, subscribe.
It means a lot to us. We want to make this channel something that provides you some value and some content. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Bye.
See ya.